Did you know that Britney Spears was just slapped across the face by a security guard? Yet another racist Colleen Ballinger video has resurfaced, and Olivia Rodrigo is being accused of dissing Taylor Swift in her latest song. So Britney was in Las Vegas with her husband Sam Asghari and two others at Catch restaurant at the Aria Hotel on Wednesday when she spotted Victor Wembanyama, the young French basketball prospect billed as the next NBA superstar. According to TMZ, she approached him and tapped him on the back, at which point his security guard backhanded her in the face, knocking her to the ground and the glasses off her face. An eyewitness said that she was furious. He said that she infiltrated her way into his circle, leaned in, and in a British accent apparently she said, "Excuse me sir, excuse me." She then touched Victor's back, and that's when he says the head of security backhanded her right in the face. He says Victor walked into the restaurant and again in a British accent, Britney screamed, "This is effing America." She reportedly then composed herself and walked back to her table after the incident. Apparently the guard was the director of team security for the San Antonio Spurs, and when he realized who he had hit, he later went over to her table and apologized, saying something like, "You understand how it is when you're being swarmed by fans." Britney supposedly accepted this apology, but her team later filed a police report alleging battery. Police then met with her yesterday morning in relation to the incident. According to TMZ, it was not being handled as a criminal matter because authorities found that the security guard was attempting to defend Victor and did not intend to harm Britney. Obviously though, the whole incident was incredibly upsetting for her, seeing that all she wanted to say was hi, and even if the security guard didn't realize that it was Britney Spears, it's a little strange that his first instinct is to backhand a woman who simply tapped someone on the shoulder. No doubt it was an overreaction, even if he was just doing his job. On Twitter, fans wrote things like, "Can someone please give Britney a break?" and "Yeah, he's getting fired for real." Another person wrote, "It's over for him. That was not called for. He could have moved her out of the way, but to backhand her? Nah, he's going down for that. Sad to say." Even Azealia Banks was fuming. She posted a note on her Instagram story that said, "Are you ready to die Victor Wembanyama security?" Thankfully, people are equally shocked and horrified about how this whole thing went down, and clearly Britney is very upset about it. In a paparazzi video, she was seen walking speedily out of the restaurant later that evening. She had a hoodie over her head and sunglasses on to conceal her identity. She was with Sam and her manager Kate Hudson. Almost everyone involved has now spoken about the incident. Britney made a post on Instagram saying that it was a traumatic experience that she was unprepared for. She said, "I decided to approach him and congratulate him on his success. It was really loud, so I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention." She then explained that she was backhanded by his security. Sam also came to her defense on social media and wrote, "I hope the man in question learns a lesson and changes his disregard for women." As for Victor, he described things a little differently. He said that he didn't see what happened, but that someone was pushed. He told a local news reporter, "I was walking straight and didn't stop. That person grabbed me from behind. Not on my shoulder, she grabbed me from behind. I just know the security person pushed her away. I don't know with how much force, but the security pushed her away. I didn't stop to look so I could walk in and enjoy a nice dinner." Of course, Britney strongly disagrees that she grabbed him from behind, but either way, there's really no justification for what happened. This latest incident comes months after the chaos at an LA restaurant called Joey, where Britney was seemingly upset at fellow patrons who started filming her while she was drinking, and clearly just trying to enjoy her time out in peace. These people recorded her for quite some time, and they really seemed to enjoy winding her up, which if you watch the full video is the reason that Britney was feeling distraught. In the clip you can actually see that she uses a menu to try to shield her face from the camera. Around the same time, eyewitnesses said that she began yelling and muttering to herself. This led her husband Sam to become upset and storm out of the restaurant without her. As the video started making the rounds on social media, an employee at Joey's told Page 6 that the disruptor wasn't actually Britney, it was the diner who taunted her by taking a video without consent. Not only that, but Sam took to his Instagram stories later that day to defend his wife. He wrote, "Don't believe everything you read online, people," which makes sense because fans were quick to say that it was Britney who was causing the scene. Never mind the fact that none of us would appreciate being filmed while we're just going out to eat. So it's sad that this kind of stuff just keeps happening to her. Alright, now yet another racist Colleen Ballinger video has surfaced, and it's remarkably horrible. One of the biggest questions on everyone's minds right now is how did Colleen get away with so much for so long, especially given all the accusations that have come out about her and resurfaced videos. This latest one involves the song Gangnam Style by PSY that became a massive hit in 2012. Colleen, dressed as her character Miranda Sings, made a music video on YouTube for the song in 2013, and it's roughly just 2 minutes of blatant racism. In fact, it's really bad. In keeping to the tune of the song, she speaks in gibberish along with a mix of stereotypical Japanese words like Sudoku and Tamagotchi. All in all, there is just so much that's wrong with the video. It's impossible impossible to believe that it's still up on YouTube even 10 years later. At least now people are revisiting the clip and calling her out for mocking the song in the worst way possible. But this is just the latest racism allegation to come out during her scandal. There's also a video circulating of her performing in what appears to be blackface. She was singing Single Ladies on stage along with two backup dancers who were doing the choreography from the music video. All three of them were putting on quite the show, but for whatever reason, Colleen was the only one with some kind of paint on her face. It's not entirely clear when this all went down, though it's obviously supposed to be funny in some kind of way. Several people on Twitter have since come forward suggesting that the face paint was actually green, and it was used for an earlier performance as Elphaba from the musical Wicked. But that's not all. Perhaps one of the most shocking allegations to come out now revolves around what happened on the set of her Netflix show Haters Back Off. April Keir was an assistant writer working on the show, and she's now opened up about her experience working with Colleen in a vlog that she called You Owe Me an Apology. She wrote, "Upon meeting Colleen, my first impression of her was that she was boisterous, opinionated, and had a stunning lack of humility that was unlike anything I had ever seen. Immediately upon entering the writer's room, I was treated to story after story about her sold-out shows, how obsessed her fans were with her, and the lengths they would go to get her attention. Apparently she had a knack for making biting comments about people around her, and since they all had her to thank for their jobs, they were just forced to go with it. Quote, she saw no issue with commenting on my hair, or my clothes, or asking about my personal life. Her lack of boundaries was remarkable. What's even more disturbing is that April claimed Colleen would pitch stories where Miranda and Uncle Jim would be caught in compromising positions, or moments of intimacy. She said it all felt deeply wrong. She would show us photos of packed rows of smiling children who had attended her show the night before, and in the same breath, spent hours trying to think of a way to show Miranda and Uncle Jim all but having actual sex on screen. In terms of the accusations of inappropriate behavior, April says that she stands with everyone who's spoken out against her in the past few weeks. She finished off the post by saying, in the face of attacks from online gaslighters and bizarre, callous ukulele soundtrack response videos, they deserve to be supported, heard, and believed. Since Colleen started posting videos of her Miranda Sings character in 2009, she tapped into the hate that she's received online and channeled it into her over-the-top diva persona. She crafted Miranda as an egotistical satire of an internet personality who sings badly and has poor comedic taste. Her fanbase grew over the next 5 years through her videos and live performances on tour. To an untrained eye, the character was lighthearted, who at times dealt with some adult content, but Colleen included more than just a few innuendos in these YouTube videos, as she made references to the character Miranda's uncle attacking her and frequently mentioned X-rated films. What makes the situation so troubling is that she deliberately catered her Miranda Sings character to a younger audience, taking on a childlike role and dressing in bright colors. And in some ways, this is how the video slipped past the detection of parents. Although she's since insisted that her content was always PG-13, there's really no explaining why she would want to include these kind of lewd jokes. And now, is Olivia Rodrigo dissing Taylor Swift? Her new song has fans speculating that she has bad blood with Taylor. At first glance, her latest song Vampire appears to be written about a former boyfriend, with lyrics like 6 months of torture you sold as some forbidden paradise. Love you truly, you gotta laugh at the stupidity. It sort of reads like a heartbreak anthem. This had fans pointing to Olivia's ex Adam Faze as inspiration, but this interpretation was dashed when her representatives put out a statement saying that the song isn't about him at all. In light of this news, there seems to be a growing consensus that the song is actually a diss track towards Taylor Swift, which sounds crazy, but it's become a really popular theory. Fans rushed to Twitter to talk about this possible rivalry between the two singers. One person wrote, "Sorry, but no one can convince me that the song isn't about Taylor Swift being the bloodsucker/vampire she's singing about, but she's masking it by making it seem like it's about a boy." Another person said, "The more I listen to Vampire, the more I'm convinced it's about Taylor Swift. But why would people even come to this conclusion? Are Olivia and Taylor even on bad terms with each other?" Well, they started off very friendly, and Olivia declared herself to be the world's biggest Swiftie in a radio interview. For her part, Taylor has also been very complimentary, posting videos of her on Instagram and praising her talent. The two of them met face to face in 2021 when they posed for a picture together at the Brit Awards. So where does this feud come from then? Well, when Olivia's album Sour came out, it was pretty clear that Taylor had influenced the musical direction of one song in particular, called One Step Forward and Three Steps Back, since it used an interpolation of her track New Year's Day. She also explained the influence of the song and said, "I came up with One Step Forward concept and I sort of wrote a verse and a chorus. I was in the car on a road trip and when I got home, I decided to sing it over the chords of New Year's Day. This was approved by Taylor and her team, and she ended up being credited on the song." But just weeks after the album's release, fans noticed that she was also also credited on Olivia's hit single Deja Vu. This was apparently due to the interpolation of another one of her songs called Cruel Summer. It was later reported that the 20-year-old had given up a large sum of money in royalties to Taylor and her collaborators, who would now be getting a combined 50% share of the track. Although she hasn't publicly addressed the situation, she did speak about mean girls within the industry in a later interview. One of the reporters who spoke to her said, "There was a lot of bullying and a lot of jealousy and a lot of people whom I'd adored my whole life being mean girls." And she replied by saying, "Same." So of course, some people guessed that she was alluding to a certain person. When asked about the writing process, she said she was upset about a certain situation, so she made a song about feeling confused and hurt. Olivia seemingly responded to the feud rumors on TikTok. On Sunday, she posted a video of her and a TikTok comedian, Jake Shane, sipping on bright red fake blood out of a fake hospital blood bag, and the two of them lip-synced to a popular soundbite from Euphoria. They said, "Wait, is this effing play about us?" So basically, she knows what people are saying, but she's not confirming anything just yet. So what do you guys think about this latest story? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.